beautiful dreamer. I'm so glad you're here. This is a space to rest, to dream, and to come home to yourself. I'm Susan Bruck, and I invite you to listen and receive. Simply let the sound, story, and stillness carry you into deeper peace. Hi, it's Susan Bruck. Welcome to the Beautiful Dreamer Society podcast and video. Never quite sure what to call it. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to start as usual, or as I have been at least the last few weeks, with drawing a card from my Dreamer Oracle deck. And then I'll share some thoughts with you about my podcast this week. I mean, not my podcast, my Substack this week. It's been a week, what could I say? About my Substack this week, where I share as best I can about a really profound experience I had of just being held with love by spirit. I'll tell you some more in a minute. First, and then at the end, I will share a meditation with you, which again, I recorded separately so I could add some layers of sound to it to just hopefully enhance the experience. So, Oracle deck. I already shuffled. So let me pick a card. You know, you can pick cards different ways when you use a deck. Sometimes I take the top card after I shuffle and cut the cards, and sometimes I just kind of see which card the energy calls from. And so this week it is Wisdom of Fire. Wisdom of Fire. Okay, let me see what I wrote in the guidebook. Wisdom of Fire. Mystic dragon, keeper of flame, where's your fire? You breathe the wisdom of passion in love and desire, art and creation, in courage and transformation. Like the fire in a kiln, I harden clay into form. Like fire in the forge, I separate the dross from the gold. I burn away what is false, so only the treasure remains. I am the wisdom of fire, the alchemy of spirit, the furnace of life, the gold born from flame. Wisdom of fire is alchemy, transforming heaviness into radiance, spiritual gold. This is the deep knowing revealed through trial and purification. Well, I went through a small trial this week, just because I had a gluten reaction. Which I haven't had one for probably like at least 10 years, maybe even longer. But this one was because I was in my kitchen where there happened to be some flour in the air, and I get asthma from it and brain fog, and it it took me by surprise. I guess I always hope it won't happen again, but it did. So at first I was just scared, because like when you can't catch your breath, it wasn't like go to the hospital or whatever, but it was hard to catch my breath, so that's scary. That was scary. But I did some meditation and reminded myself that I was all right. I could breathe, it just wasn't as easy as usual. So it helped not to be not to be panicking. But then the next day, I felt kind of angry that it had happened, angry at my friend who was baking in the kitchen, angry at myself because I had maybe would have been less bad if I would have just left immediately or put on a mask or something, and angry at my body for what felt like a betrayal. So I went into my heart space and I did a long meditation where I sat with that. I sat with that anger. I wasn't trying to get rid of it. I wasn't trying to, I don't know. I just sat with it and let it be. And I invited in um, the divine feminine, the divine mother, and I I really felt this presence holding me in my anger and my sadness. Um, I felt loved just like that. And I thought of like for so many years in my teaching with young children, I attempted as best I could to give that to them if they were feeling sad or hurt or angry, to just let them feel those things and hold them, maybe physically, but maybe just with my energy, my heart, depending on what they seemed to need in the moment. But I hadn't always had that feeling myself of being held. And as an adult, I have that ability, or at least that possibility, not always have the ability to find that within myself. Now, I'm responsible for that. Um, but just to let myself feel that. And I just felt like I could be held for as long as I needed to. It wasn't like I had to be held to let it go or get over it. I just, I just let myself be held and heard this voice that said to me, it's not your fault. And the, it was a voice of wisdom, of the goddess, maybe of my own spirit. I don't know. It was a wise inner voice that spoke to me and repeated it several times because it was hard for me not to hear, but to really take it in, that it's not my fault, and that it didn't mean that it was somebody else's fault. It just meant that not the conversation. That's not the conversation that we're in. It doesn't matter. This was not that I would ever have wished or seek out to have this happen again, but that it was a gift from my body to teach me, because it can be hard to access these feelings if there's nothing brings them up. It's not impossible. Sometimes just in meditation things come up, or just in life something happens and it triggers old feelings. But yeah, and just to feel so held and to feel okay in my physical pain, in my emotional pain, it really was a gift. And just to realize the miracle of having this body that can feel joy and pleasure, but also pain and just ordinary things, like the feeling, if I pay attention to it, of sitting on my cushion or the warmth of the air around me. It's a hot day here. Um, yeah, and then I started watching, I haven't finished it yet, but I started watching um, Meet Me in the Good Light. It's a documentary about a poet who has been diagnosed with terminal cancer. She has since passed away. And she shares some of her poetry in this one poem called Tincture. I share a little bit of it in the post. Um, just also reminded me of this gift of having a body of, yeah, like I said, alphabetic. I've been saying it to myself a lot about this gift of this body that can experience everything, and how sad it can be. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but for it, how sad it can be to let go of this life, of this opportunity to feel and to be and to move in this way that we only can when we're in a human body. So, yeah, that was what I wanted to share. And I know that this work isn't done, that it's these things, these transformations are not usually one and done. This feeling of anger and wanting to blame comes from old patterns that are well ingrained, like a tire track that that the tire just automatically goes into. So it takes effort to get it out. And over time, revisiting this again and again, it gets easier. I hope, I think, I will let you know. It gets easier, but it takes practice. I think so often we expect, oh, good, I now I'm done with that. That's the society we live in, right? Instant everything, instant enlightenment, instant abundance, instant everything. And it can be upsetting then, like when you think you've done it, when I think I've done it, and then I have to do it again. So I just wanted to point that out because it's still a lesson that I'm learning. So that is what I wanted to share with you today. I will share this meditation. I included some coaching questions in it. So if you want to have a journal or something to write on and something to write with handy for at the end, if there's something that strikes you that you want to hold on to, please do that. And I hope you enjoy the meditation, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me. Hello and welcome to this guided meditation. I am Susan Bruck, and I am so glad that you are joining me today. This meditation will include some questions for you to consider in your heart space. So you might want to have some paper or a journal and something to write with handy for after we finish. So to begin with, we will breathe together and find our way into our heart space. And then I will give you some questions to consider. Go ahead and get comfortable. You can be seated on the floor or a chair, or you can lay down if you prefer. You want to have your spine comfortably straight, and you can rest your hands on your legs, facing whatever direction feels best. You can also feel free to place a hand on your heart, or one on your heart and one on your belly as we go through this. So, stretch, take a sip of water, wiggle, and get yourself into a comfortable position, and we will begin. First, you can either let your eyes close or you can soften and lower your gaze. And we will begin with some heart breaths. So to do these heart breaths, I invite you to picture that you are breathing in through the back of your heart center. Then we'll hold that energy in the heart, allowing it to expand and relax. We'll breathe out through the front of the heart space and pause again at the end of the exhale. Don't worry too much about all these directions if they don't make sense. Just breathe in and out and focus on your heart. So breathing in through the back of your heart. Hold, letting your heart soften and relax, and exhale and pause, allowing a moment of stillness. Again, breathing into your heart, pause, and exhale, pause, breathe in love, hold it in your heart space, exhale love, and let your heart come to stillness. Breathe in love and hold it. Breathe out love and allow the quiet to enter. Now breathing normally, let your awareness enter your heart space. Imagine your heart as a pool of deep water. If there are ripples on the surface, allow them to come to stillness. And resting in this heart space, imagine your awareness becoming a point of light. Become a point of light and let yourself fall into this heart space, going deeper and deeper. Resting there in the still waters of your heart, the still and expansive waters of your beautiful heart space. Take a moment just to rest here, a point of light in the calm, deep, still waters of your heart. And as you rest here, bring your awareness through your body and just notice what in you is asking to be held today. It might be a physical sensation or a thought or emotion. What is it? Whatever it is, allow it to be held in the deep, still waters of your heart. As you rest here in this heart space, consider what, if nothing needed to be fixed right now, what would that feel like? Who would you be? You don't have to have an answer to these questions. You can just feel into them as you rest in this safe and nurturing space. question: what does true health feel like? What does it feel like? Rest in that question for a moment. Continuing to rest in the deep, still waters of your heart space. And here's a final question for you to feel. What would it feel like to trust that you are supported and loved here, now, exactly as you are? What would it feel like to trust that you are supported and loved here, now, exactly as you are? Thank your heart for holding you in a deep, still space and for answering your questions. And now let's bring our awareness back into our bodies, your whole body. Feel your body from your toes to your head, to the tip of your fingers. Feel your breath. Let's take one last heart breath together, breathing in love and breathing out love. And now, as you bring yourself back to the present moment, the present place, wiggle your fingers and toes or stretch if that feels good. Allow your eyes to open. This completes our meditation for today. If you like, take some time to write down any insights or thoughts or questions that you had. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope we meet again soon. Thank you so much for listening to the Beautiful Dreamer Society podcast. Until next time, this is Susan Bruck, and I wish you healing rest, sweet dreams, and deep peace.